So when LeBron James left Cleveland in 2010, it caused a bit of an uproar, and a lot of NBA players had a lot of strong feelings towards LeBron and his decision. But before we get started with this video, I would like to know your opinions down below in the comment section. Do you guys agree with some of the words from some of these legends, or do you disagree? Also, if you enjoyed this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and push the bell for post notifications. But without further ado, this is your boy David from NBA Knowledge, and let's talk about some of these legends and them hating on LeBron James, because that's literally what they did. LeBron James, after years of doing nothing in Cleveland, and I gotta be honest, I know he made the finals in 07, but let's be real, that run was a failure. LeBron James was viewed as a generational talent and lived up to all the hype. He won 2 MVPs, made a whole bunch of all-star teams and some all-NBAs, and what did he have to show for it? No championships. He made the finals, got swept, he lost to the Celtics twice in the playoffs, and he did it in back-to-back years, in years that he was favored. He was supposed to get to the finals in 09, lost to the Magic. People had the commercials ready for him versus Kobe. That failed. 2010, which was his last year, I'm not going to get into what caused a lot of the situations in Cleveland, because that's LeBron's personal business and I'm just not ready to address stuff like that. But as far as it goes with LeBron losing to the Celtics in 2010, I'm sorry. The Celtics were a very, very competent team. Far more competent than the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I hate when people like to say, well, look at Kobe, he stayed in LA. Look at Jordan, he stayed in Chicago. Not everybody has the fortune of going to organizations that can be competent. Now, in the case of Jordan, the Bulls eventually became competent. When he got there, the Bulls were a mess, but they eventually built a championship roster around him, getting a guy like Scottie Pippen, also getting Kukoc, getting Rodman, getting Kerr, solid role players to fit Jordan and Pippen's play styles, eventually getting Phil Jackson as the head coach. And when you look at Kobe, he was drafted to a very, very good situation. The Lakers being a very great dynasty organization for years, and then Shaquille O'Neal was already on the roster. All Kobe had to do was come in, develop, play alongside Shaq, and then take the rings later on, which is what he did. And eventually Shaq left, and Kobe ended up still on a team that was terrible, made the playoffs. They ended up flipping the entire roster, trading Kwame Brown and turning him into Pau Gasol. Obviously, you have to have competent people in the front office. Meanwhile, look at LeBron. LeBron is playing with guys like Delonte West, Mo Williams, Boobie Gibson. Remember him? Yeah, garbage. These guys were scrubs. And let's not forget that Dan Gilbert rejected getting Amari Stoudemire on the trading block because he didn't want to give up J.J. Hickson, who they later traded the next year anyways. They thought it was a better idea to pair him with an older Shaquille O'Neal and Ben Wallace instead of giving him Amari Stoudemire. The stupidity of that organization blows my mind, and the fact that you got guys like Jordan, Magic, Bird, Barkley coming at him, it's really annoying because these guys are players. They should understand that organizations can only take you so far, and what's wrong with players taking their own fate in their own hands? But let's look at what Jordan said. Jordan said, there's no way I would have done that. With hindsight, I would have never called up Larry, called up Magic and said, hey look, let's get together and play on one team. But things are different. I can't say that's a bad thing. It's an opportunity these kids have today. In all honesty, I was trying to beat those guys. This is Jordan once again living up to the reputation of being a true competitor, something that a lot of people think that LeBron has lacked so far in his career. But the next person that we have is Magic Johnson. Magic chimed in and said, we didn't think about it because that's not what we're about. From college, I was trying to figure out how to beat Larry Bird. Magic obviously can't see himself making a move similar to LeBron, as he accepted the challenge of his rivalry with Bird and used it to elevate his game throughout his career. In the case of Michael, I can understand what he said, it's whatever, it's Jordan. But in the case of Magic, bro, you were literally drafted with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as your teammate. You weren't even the best player on your team when you got there, and sure, you won Finals MVP, but you were playing with arguably the greatest player of all time. At least at that point in time, I think a lot of people knew Kareem was on his way to becoming the GOAT because Michael Jordan didn't exist yet. But as far as Magic, bro, he's speaking from a perspective that's so different, it's just ridiculous. But the next player that we got is Larry Bird. He said, "There's no way I would have joined Magic or Michael and play with them. The only time I ever wanted to play with Magic was on the Olympic team, and even then our practices were hard and we beat up each other in practice." Bird gives off this feeling that he was constantly on a mission to be the best, beat the best, and another sign of a strong competitor. But if I'm being real, just like Magic, he was drafted to the Celtics, in which the Celtics had built a competent roster around him with Hall of Famers Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, and hell, even Cornbread Maxwell won Finals MVP over Larry Bird in his first Finals appearance. So as far as I'm concerned, these guys were put in different situations than LeBron, so of course their opinion is going to be skewed in a different direction. But even Charles Barkley responded, as he said, "Reggie Miller and I are in 100% agreement on this. If you are a two-time NBA MVP, you don't leave anywhere. They come to you. That's ridiculous. LeBron will never be Jordan. This clearly takes him out the conversation. He can win as much as he wants to. There would have been something honorable about staying in Cleveland and trying to win as the man. LeBron, if he had won in Cleveland and if he could have gotten a championship there, it would have been over the top for his legacy. Just one in Cleveland. No matter how many he wins in Miami, it's clearly Dwayne Wade's team." To be quite fair with Charles Barkley, yes, Miami will always be Wade County, but even Dwayne Wade himself knew, along with the entire city, that LeBron James was the man. He was the best player, and he was the leader of those teams. And to be quite honest with you, Charles Barkley is being a little hypocritical here, as if he didn't try to go ring chase at the end of his career. Sure, you weren't in your prime, but why couldn't guys come to you, since you were the man, right? It really blows my mind the lengths that a lot of players go to discredit LeBron, especially a lot of these NBA legends. And I love them, bro. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool that they're giving their opinions on modern day basketball because it's very insightful. Whether they're hating or not, it's nice to see their opinions about things that happened after their time. But these guys look at it from this perspective of, oh, I wouldn't have done it because of this, this, and this, as if they didn't do certain things that were similar, or as if their circumstances back then are the same as the circumstances of LeBron in 2010. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, and to be quite honest with you, it's just player hating. These guys love to hate on LeBron, and honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's because LeBron is doing things that a lot of other players didn't do back in the day, or the fact that he conducts himself better than a lot of these players did. It's really weird, honestly. And then to top it off, he's compared to Michael Jordan, and a lot of these old players hate that because they couldn't beat Jordan. Let's just call it what it is, especially Charles Barkley. But that concludes this video, you guys. Let me know your opinions down below in the comment section. Also hit that subscribe button, push the bell for post notifications. This is your boy David from NBA Knowledge signing out. Stay safe. Peace.